Hi, my name is Rose Reevely. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and I'm going to be talking today about the solar eclipse that's coming up. It's just a few days away. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click that subscribe button now. Okay, we are officially in eclipse season. This solar eclipse has been talked about, I think, for all of this year entirely. The solar eclipse actually occurs on December 25th on Christmas Day. Now I'm in Texas, so I'm on Central Standard Time, and it actually happens. The actual eclipse is going to be taking place around 11:30 approximately Central Standard Time. So of course this depends on where you live. So for some people, it'll be happening on in the early morning hours of the 26th. A solar eclipse always takes place with a new moon. And at this time, the sun and the moon conjoin. They come together. And in the sign of Sagittarius is the sign of the eclipse. Sagittarius is a fire sign. And I know you've heard this word a lot this year, but this is a transformational time for the entire planet in actuality. So it's not unusual to feel very intense, because remember, the moon is involved here, and the moon is our feeling, mind, and our emotions and how we feel. It's really best to avoid making any decisions, although I do feel, because this is an eclipse in a fire sign, and fire signs are motivated. They want to take action. They're progressive. They're dynamic. It's all about being action oriented. So you may feel compelled even, but if you can hold off to make any final decision, because the truth is this: you're just not going to have all of the information that you need to make a decision during this time. Probably up until, I would say, mid-January, because often we say 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after the eclipse, which in actuality ends up being about a month. So all eclipses bring change into our lives. It's kind of like somebody lifts the rug up and you find things there that you didn't know were there, right? And so eclipses sweep change. They're harbingers of change. And this eclipse falls on the ascendant of the USA's chart. So a solar eclipse really has an outward effect on us, kind of like our public status, our who we are out there. And so this eclipse affects everyone, really. But it will affect all of us, especially who live in the U.S. And I do not really want to speak about politics in this video, but it will have a lasting effect. If you have natal planets that are falling within close degrees of the eclipse is about 9 degrees of Sag. And so if you have natal planets there, you are going to be affected directly by this eclipse. At the time of the eclipse, we have a lot of planets. So this is a lot of energy in the sign of Sagittarius. We have the sun and the moon, which are conjunct. We have Jupiter, Mercury, Ketu, which is not a planet. Then we have Saturn and Pluto, all in Sagittarius. So that's a lot of inspiration, and it's a lot of action oriented. Sagittarius relates to the 9th house of the natural zodiac, and its ruler is the benefic Jupiter. And so out of this is going to come, I think, really good things, but it's going to take some time, I feel. The eclipse ruler being Jupiter. Sagittarius is a sign that deals with matters of justice, the law system, truth, And it also deals really with our beliefs and how powerful our beliefs really are in our lives, in the decisions and the choices that we make. The sun and the moon relate to our consciousness, and I've talked about this a lot in past videos this year. And so this is the area really that is being transformed for all of us. And we will begin to see the truth of who we are and understand the power that we have, and probably understand even the power that we have in the past given away. And that I'm talking that in terms of a country. There is an uncovering and a getting to the root of the matter with this eclipse. Let's see, Jupiter will be in Mula, the sun and the moon will be in Mula, and Mercury will be in Mula. Mula is a star, M-U-L-A. And so Mula is a nakshatra or star, and that these 4 planets will be in. And Mula's symbol is a bunch of tangled roots. So there's a getting to the bottom of things. Nriti is the goddess of destruction, ruling Mula. And so keep in mind that a lot of times things must be destroyed in order to build a new foundation, in order for something new, brand new, to come out of it. And so Mula also is a star that can lead us on a spiritual path. And it's ruled by Ketu. And Jupiter is there with Ketu also. And this spiritualizes our consciousness. This is a spiritual awakening as well. So over the upcoming months, we're going to begin to see a lot of healing through plants, through herbs, through minerals. And we're going to see a lot of healing that comes from natural resources. All things that come from the root, we're going to begin to have a deeper understanding of nature. Sagittarius is an adventurous sign, and if you're born, your ascendant is in Sag, then you have a love. Sagittarians have a love and a zest for life, and this is because of their benefic Jupiter too. And so they love the outdoors. Remember, the symbol for Sagittarius is the half horse, half man, and the half man is shooting the bow and arrow, and he always hits his target, right? So this is a love of the outdoors. And so you're going to see people spending more time in nature, and you're going to see a lot of benefits that maybe you're not aware of now that come from nature. And not just the plants, the herbs, and the minerals, but just the power of being outside, of connecting with the divine in a natural surrounding. Everything that comes from underground, things that come from underground, natural and alternative healing resources will really begin to surface and begin to take hold as we come to understand on a deeper level where we come from, what we're made of, and all the ways that we can heal that are natural. Now, I think this even includes information on our DNA. And because really our DNA is our ancestral roots, right? And so you're going to see a lot of people connect with family that they did not know they had. And this in itself has a healing effect for us and for, I believe, our DNA. So I think that will be very powerful. Now also there'll be some uncoverings of underground facilities, communities, cities even, that I believe we will learn incredible information. This could come through us from archaeologists who bring about lost information that's been lost. I believe there's so much about our humanity's history that has been lost, and much of it has been covered up in some way. And so I believe that a lot of this is going to come out of this eclipse. Now, right now, it may sound foreign to us to think that there could be an underground city, right? And but those cities have been found through the years, and we've learned a lot about our history through them. So you see, there's a lot of activity inside planet Earth, inside our planet. And I think that there will be a lot of revealings as we move into 2020, because this is transforming our consciousness and our planet. In this eclipse, there are 6 planets with K2. K2 is not considered a planet. It's the south node, and it's known also as the tail of the dragon. But it has a spiritualizing effect, and so Jupiter is there with it. And so this is the spiritualizing effect that I'm referring to. K2 is the karaka, the indicator of loss, and it also represents the spiritual world. And K2 gives us the power of discernment, and discernment is the ability to know something that we just know is the truth. In our heart, we know it's the truth. And we've all had those feelings at one time or another where we knew perhaps we had a thought or something came in, and I call that being downloaded, and that we just knew that that was the truth that had come to us. And so this is K2, the power, giving us the power of perception, the ability to perceive, the ability to discern the truth. And this is a time of expanding our consciousness. So it's really an exciting time. Now here's the lineup, and I just mentioned it a little. The sun and the moon are the planets, again, that deal with our consciousness. And this is what is being transformed through this eclipse time. Then we have Mercury, Jupiter, K2, Saturn, and Pluto. All of these, we have 6 planets plus K2 in the sign of Sagittarius. So you can kind of get an idea that this is a lot of planetary energy that's focused there. One of the other things I want to mention in terms of what will happen in 2020, people who have been in power, who have abused that power, and this doesn't just mean elected officials or people in politics. I'm referring to teachers, to counselors, to people who have been entrusted to be healers, perhaps, or to be in charge. If Saturn coming together with Pluto is going to cause the dismantling of many areas that we've seen that are old and traditional, and so this will be a huge disruption. Now, I'm also talking about education. Education will become front and center also, because it's time for it to be reformed. And so you're going to see a lot of information come out about education and the way that perhaps it has people in places of power have abused that power, or have in some way been involved with dealings that weren't truthful, weren't honest, and so that also will come we'll see more of that along 2020. Now, the one thing that I really noticed too, Mercury is the planet of communications, and it's the messaging planet. Mercury is always involved in the messages that come to us. And Mercury gets in on the eclipse action kind of at the last minute, because it enters the sign of Sagittarius on the same day as the eclipse. So it's called the degree point because it's like one, it's barely entering into the sign of Sag. And so it's what astrologers call Gandanta, which that word literally means drowning. And what it will do in terms of information is it's really out of bounds in a sense, is that the information that will be coming to us we may have difficulty even processing that, okay? And I think that that's really going to be a lot that happens in the upcoming months from this eclipse, is the information is so, so opposite of how we think. And remember, this deals with our beliefs. And so it is going to be some time maybe, or it may take us some time to wrap our head around some of the information that comes to us through and after, even during the eclipse, as it would be shocking. It would be so shocking that we would have a difficulty in processing it. But remember, this is all about awakening the masses. Pluto is a planet that deals with the masses, and it deals with transforming the masses. And transformation is not an easy process. It is a process, and it's not a comfortable one, right? And because we are humans, and we really want comfort, right? We're comfort creatures. And so this timing will be uncomfortable in a sense of what the information is that comes to us. Again, it's all about waking up the masses. So I'm going to take a look at each of the signs and just just touch on areas that this would have an effect for you. Aries, you're the first sign of the natural zodiac. And so this eclipse is happening in your 9th house. You are really ready to break out of your same old same, right? You are ready to shake it up and create a life for yourself. And so you may be traveling more. You may look at some higher education. 9th house is higher education. But you're going to feel really optimistic because Jupiter is trining your ascendant and also your 4th house of home. You're open to moving. You're open to doing something very new and different. And so this will make for some big changes for Aries. Taurus, there are many changes coming out of this eclipse for you. So it's best to wait until mid-January before you make any permanent decision. And the reason for that is that you simply don't know right now. You cannot know. And even through the eclipse and perhaps a little after. So just try to wait before you make any decision. Gemini, this eclipse is happening in your 7th house of partner. So this is your spouse, your mate, and also your business partner if you're in business and you have a partner. But you're going to be making some big changes that relates into your spouse in this area. Again, kind of holding off to make any major decisions until after this eclipse passes. Cancer, this is all about your health. You really need to give yourself what I call self-care. And that's just your job now. This eclipse is falling in your 6th house, okay? This is your house of health. Your job now becomes you and taking care of your health. And so your everyday routine will be a jumble through the eclipse. You may not know if you're coming or going or where you need to be, what time, but you have to be concerned with integrating healthy lifestyle changes for the upcoming year. Leo, your children may have some really great creative ideas for you during this time, or just even being in the presence of children can be inspiring, right? And so you may get ideas from just being around them. The other thing for Leo, I would say, is to avoid speculation during this month, during the timing 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after the eclipse, or the whole month up until the end of January. I would avoid a large amount of speculation. Okay, so Virgo, home really becomes the focal point here for you because it really takes front and center stage for Virgo. So this can be really an emotional, trying time. You may feel yourself pulled in very opposite directions and with a desire to go both ways, and but they're opposite each other. So of course you understand, Virgo, that this really takes some ability to compromise, right? But again, hold off on any action around moving. Libra, your siblings and communication, your ruling planet is in Capricorn during the eclipse. And although Venus, your ruling planet, is not part of the actual eclipse, its star, Shravana, is ruled by the moon. And so what that means is that emotionally, this is not going to be an easy time, right? And so it could make for some emotional upsets. Again, taking your time, breathe, and know that the eclipse will pass and the information that you have gained from it will be helpful to you. Scorpio, this is happening in your money house. So look at it like this. Scorpio, you're getting a financial makeover, and that is a good thing, right? Because think of it too, and it's going to be an upgrade in some way. And this will be very powerful. So your financial portfolio is being totally kicked up a notch. And a lot of this will come from and through ideas that you may get during this time. Also, you need to be careful with the foods that you eat. And when I say be careful, it's not that you're actually cutting back on food or any of that. What I'm talking about is that remember that food plays a part in our consciousness, right? And eating plant and organic and eating clean and healthy during this time is really going to help you emotionally and mentally through the eclipse period. Sagittarius, you are getting the eclipse full on. And so all this energy is to your physical body, but remember also Mercury is there, but it's not, the thinking process is a little out of bounds, okay? And so you will need to take it easy, Sagittarius. So you kind of need a physical and a mental break. And if you can take some time off during this Christmas season and holiday season, that would be really good for you. Be really good for you to give yourself a mental and a physical break, like do nothing. Okay, Capricorn. This eclipse is falling in your 12th house. So visiting an ashram, visiting any churches or synagogues or places where, there is the power of the divine present in those places would be really good for you during this time, Capricorn. You have had a lot of expenditure probably lately, and even with and through this eclipse. And so you need some rest time for yourself. Aquarius, this eclipse is falling in your house of gains. And so this will be advantageous for you. And there's something that you really want that is going to happen for you in the upcoming year. It's going to come true. So remember what they say. Be careful what you wish for. And really put intention on your thoughts and what you're thinking. You may join some new groups that would be helpful for you, and you may also make new friends that will also help be of great help to you. Pisces, your 10th house, your career has changed. Now, you may not have left the building yet, but something in your mind has already changed what is about to happen. And so your belief, Pisces, your belief has changed about what you want to do or how you want to do it, or maybe both of those together, right? How you move your life forward in terms of your career. It's going to be different now. So your belief is propelling your career to something new and more inspirational. Okay, if you would like to find out more about how this eclipse is going to be affecting you, please contact me. You may contact me through my website. It's rosereevleyastrology.com, and that's going to be in the description. And so thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.